Hello there. Alright. Everything seems to be working now. It got to be like 8 o'clock, which was like the stream time, and I was like, alright, it's time to go. And, opened up OBS, and neither the capture card nor the microphone was getting audio or picture for the capture card, and I was like, that's a problem. So I had to like disconnect all of it and like turn the computer and the PlayStation on and off like 5 different times before one of them worked. And then I managed to restart a couple more times and get both of them to work. So that's why it took us a little while. But no bother. I messed around with a couple of the little trials to warm up a little bit. And now we will, let's go ahead and use our dream portal. I think it'll be a little bit quicker. We're gonna head over to the Black Egg Temple, and I don't know if we'll beat the game today, but we're at least going to start the end of the game today. Too bad I don't have a convenient way to get back to Dirtholm. I honestly should have gone ahead and positioned us in Dirtholm before we started the stream, but I didn't think about that. Am I going the right way? I'm getting there, I'm sure. This gives us a bit of time for people to come on out anyway. Oh, this is a room, okay. Ah, yes. I know where we are. I should have put the compass back on. Whatever, I think I know the way pretty well. I am very tired. I woke up at 7 a.m. today, which is not particularly normal for me currently because my sleep schedule's been pretty bad for a while. Hopefully it'll get back to being the new normal. But I woke up at that time because I had plans with a friend of mine to watch the live letter, but they never showed up, so I'm a little bit concerned. I don't think they shirked it because I think they were very excited to do so. At least they seemed very excited. I'm not perturbed by it in any way. I'm just a little concerned for them. I needed a reason to get up that early anyway, so it works out for me. But I hope they're doing well, because it's a bit odd that they didn't show up. I'd be lying if I didn't, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to be playing Salt and Sanctuary right now. I found the path that we needed to take in Salt and Sanctuary. There's actually 2 paths available to us. One of them was relatively obvious, and I'm not quite sure how I ended up missing it. The other one makes sense how I didn't see it. Oh, whoops. Alright, well, let's do... I mean, this is really a tried and true little set we have on here. We'll just take this with us. So I'm still a little unsure about the way that we're going to go about getting the ending. We're just going to go in as we are right now. Let's see where we get to, but I might end up popping on the King Saul. I probably will end up popping on the King Saul. That does occur to me. Wasn't I supposed to go into the abyss? Let me... hang on. I had some notes when I was thinking. This gives us a little bit more time for people to show up anyway, so let me just check some things. Okay, I think... yeah, okay, the white lady indicated for us to go into the abyss with the King so on. Okay, yeah, I think we need... I mean, should we just do it as is? Once, maybe? I guess maybe we should just do it as is. Let's at least go in. We'll go in here. I don't know, maybe... should I go... opens the way to a birthplace. I feel like I should go do that. Wait, I wish someone was here for me to ask their opinion on it. I don't know. I'm gonna go into the abyss. I'm gonna go into the abyss with the King's Soul, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's down there at least. let's... Alright, I put it on. Nothing particularly bad happened. Alright, let's go into the abyss. Okay, well, probably at the bottom, if I had to guess. Okay, well, yeah, that seems to be it. I need to, get some sibling kills, but I don't see any popping up. I should have finished up the journal. Oh, here's some siblings. There we go. Should we take a look at that? I think we should. Fragment of a lingering will, far down below us, beneath the kingdom, the air grows stiller and a sense of emptiness pervades. Can life flourish down there? If so, I will hunt it. Okay. These are all little siblings. Look, all these skulls. They breed a lot. Crazy amount. It's me. No cost too great. If this is in the past, how do I have my double junk wings? Like, I'm assuming this is in the past. No mind to think. Maybe it's because we're living out the past, so it's not necessarily that this is how it happened. No will to break. No voice to cry suffering. Born of God and void. Oh. You shall seal the blinding light that plagues their dreams. You are the vessel. You are the Hollow Knight. Collected the Void Heart. There's no going back from that now. They don't attack us anymore. They recognize us. I wonder if that'll give them some kind of peace. Oh. Oh, so this doesn't cost anything. An emptiness that was hidden within, now unconstrained, unifies the void under the bearer's will. The charm is a part of its bearer and cannot be unequipped. Interesting that we have the Overcharm purple, but okay, I guess we should just Dream Portal on out. Okay, the purple's gone now. Alright. Well, hopefully I don't regret that. I'm going to assume there's an ending for if you don't have that, or a couple endings. If that is the case, whenever we're done, like, we're gonna get our ending, and then we'll likely watch the other endings, like, on stream, and comment on them. That way I don't have to fight the final boss several times, because I assume they would want me to do that. Oh. The path is opened. One way or another, an end awaits inside. I won't be joining you in this. That space is built to sustain your likes. Its bindings would drain me were I to join. Don't be surprised. I'll not risk my own life in your attempt. Though if the moment presents, I'll aid as I'm able. Ghost of Hallownest, you possess the strength to enact an end of your choosing. Would you supplant our birth-cursed sibling, or would you transcend it? Could it achieve that impossible thing? Should it? Okay. We're gonna do it for Mama. Mama wanted us to do this, and so we're gonna do it. Because I don't have anyone else to really trust that's like giving us a nudge in a certain direction, so we're gonna do that way. Vessel. Though bound, you shall know the state of the world. Hallownest will be whole again. Completion percentage viewable in inventory. Interesting. 110. That's pretty good. I don't know what the max is, but that seems pretty good. Hello there, brother. Did you look at him? You got these chains, and they have the bindings on it, which are like Pale King's magic. Interesting. His armor shimmers. Hello, brother. You're looking at me. Okay, he has a seal. All right. Okay, he has Hornet's Parry. Okay, he's enraged. Okay, he's got Grimm's Towers. Okay, that one's gonna be troublesome. Okay, okay. Oh, I haven't had to deal with my Shade in a long time. He doesn't seem to be hostile anymore. Brother? Brother? What are you doing there, buddy? Oh. Huh. I just wanted some soul. Oh. Oh boy. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Let's get our soul back. Oh wait, we need to kill our shade. Okay. That's dumb of me. Oh, you can. Okay, so you can see the dream particles coming off of him. That's your signifier. I love this mechanic. It's gonna take some getting used to, but I really do like it. This is from like Soul Tyrant. I really like how they've used some of their best mechanics for the final bosses. Ooh, oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, I really like this. I think this will be a fun fight. This has woken me right up too. I was very lethargic before, but now I'm wide awake. Honestly, I want to take off quick focus. Let's do Mark Pride. That's new. Whoa. Okay. Alright, we will put Quick Focus back on. We actually have quite a few opportunities to heal. And the Mark of Pride, it's useful, but it doesn't do an immense amount for us. I am tempted to put on Shadow Stinger, Shadow Bite, what is it called? Sharp Shadow. Seems fitting too that we use that, so we might end up doing that. I have to wonder why he's stabbing himself. Like, I wonder if is he doing that out of, like, the pain of the infection, or is he trying to give us a chance? Whoops. Oof. Do kind of want that Sharp Shadow. Let's see. I don't think it gets staggered really. Let's see what it's like. Oh, it's gonna overcharm us though. This might be horrible without Steady Body, but we're gonna see. Okay. Yeah, I want to have Steady Body on. It just makes it a lot more simple. It just streamlines the whole process. I mean, we could always overcharm, but Oh boy. It's gonna take me a little while to clean it up, but I really, really like that fight. It's super pretty. It seems really fair too. You just like it's really about positioning. Ooh, can't believe I got hit by that. Ooh, boy. Okay, I see how White Palace is kind of supposed to prepare you for this. Honestly, a Shaman build might be pretty good here. I might also go with Quick Focus and Deep Focus. Like, it feels a little dishonorable to go with that, but it would honestly be really good. I mean, I feel like what I'm doing to Hollow Knight's dishonorable, honestly. Whoops, too high. Whoopsies. Alright, let's put on Quick and Deep. At least until we can get a little bit better feel for things. So, how are we gonna make this work? Actually, it wasn't that hard to make it work. Okay. I mean, we are losing strength, but it's not too big of a deal. the needle. Okay, I was expecting that onslaught to end. Hey there, Upgame. Hey there. I stalled, trying to make time for you to get here. Sorry that I'm already at Radiance. It's just kind of the natural progression of things. No, I went down to the Abyss and got the Void Heart. We will watch the extra endings when we beat the game. I mean, we're still gonna get to see it. I didn't feel the need to do the boss multiple times for it. And like, I want my first ending to be the one that I'm choosing, and that's not the one that I choose. Did I stall in that phase? What do you mean by did I stall in that phase? If me on Hollow Knight, I think that's like maybe the second time he's ever killed me. I mostly burn him down. I don't have my strength charm on right now, so like it's a little bit less damage than I've been doing, because I'm trying to do quick and deep until I can get a feel for Radiance's moves. What the hell? I've never seen him do that. I mean, yeah, Hollow Knight is not hard. I burn him down every single time. Like, I think I died on him like once, and then I went back in and took him down. So like, yeah, he's not difficult. Yeah. I'm really glad they give you your health back after. That's unusually kind for Team Cherry. I can promise you that Dark Souls does not give you your health back for multi-phase final bosses. I mean, they are sadistic. The Pantheons, the Path of Pain, the White Palace. Yeah, it's unusually kind. Whoops, I dodged the wrong direction. Whoops. I'm really glad they brought so many mechanics back. Okay, now here concerns me. Because this, I survived this for dumb long before, and the onslaught just never ended. Oh. Oh. Hey, Arctic. Oh no. Cool. Damn. Cool. Damn. Okay. Alright, I hear you. Whoops. Wrong way. It's not good. Oh no, I mistimed it. Ooh. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Ninja Anime. Oh man, I don't know why I said your full name. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, Ninja. I know it is really hot there. I'm doing good though. Arctic, so what are we doing today? We are beating Hollow Knight, hopefully. I titled it Beginning of the End because I don't know if we will actually down it today, but we're gonna try. Yeah, not having an AC is really, really rough right now for you there. Hollow Knight the boss is kind of everything I hoped he would be. Like, he works like Hive Knight and, like, Spell Dude, which are, like, two of my favorite, like, boss mechanics in, like, how they fight you. Except he doesn't have any ads, so, like, he's like, a way better version of the Spell Dude. Something about the way she delivers that line, even though it's not like a language, it, like, I don't know, it kind of hits me in my feelings. Hornet messes with my emotions. She make me very sad. Ow. Ooh. I love this boss. Wow. I'm way more of a big fan of the first phase than I am the second phase, but I do like the second phase. Oh no. Oh, damn. Okay. I don't think he's trying to hit us during that. I mean, it's really anyone's guess why he stabs himself there, whether it's like he's stabbing because like the infection hurts so bad, or like I would much rather think of it that he's trying to create an opening for us because he wants us to win. But I don't know, that's probably just my sentimentality wanting to think of it that way, but I think it's really meant to be kind of open to interpretation there. I doubt Team Cherry has explicitly said why he stabs himself. I'm sure the community has an agreed upon reason, but the community can kiss my ass, so... Oof. Really thread the needle on that one. it spawned in me. Whoopsies. Okay, we're about to go into this phase. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Can I get some soul? No, you don't have a soul. Nope. Ah. One interesting tactic here is it's better to get hit by the Abyss down there a lot of times because it does 1 damage while the rest of him does 2. Oh, it's still there. Oh man. So sorry if you guys are trying to talk to me in the chat, by the way. You can probably tell there's not a lot of opportunity to read chat while doing this. But I will look at it in between deaths. Damn. No. Oh no. Okay, we're a little bit back in business. Hey buddy, I can't help but notice that you've taken away some of the platforms. It's not very cool of you. Brothers. I got the Void Heart during like the first 20 minutes of stream. That's when I got the Void Heart. Oh. Okay. No, it's really not. I mean, it is difficult, but it's not as hard as I thought it would be. Oh man. All right, it's time to see if I chose right. Well, first of all, I'll have to compare to the other endings, but I feel really good about that one. It is somber, but it feels like I gotta compare to the other ones, but that feels like that's the right way to go. To my understanding, what it seems like, because like Big Bro shows up, like the Hollow Knight's Void Soul shows up there right at the end. He like holds the Radiant in place for us to go full unleash on him there, and then we seemingly like take him in and then dissolve with him. So that seems to be, you know, the penultimate, like this will be the thing that stops it. So that seems to be the really good one to go with. What is next is we'll talk for a bit while the credits roll, and then I will pull up a video of the endings on Firefox, and I'll pull it up in YouTube, and we will look at the other endings, and we'll discuss those and talk about it. My only regret is I didn't fill the journal. I was a couple off. I didn't finish up the journal. Obviously, I can do that post game if I want to. I should have read more of the journal verbally. I did some reading off stream of the journal as well, because I wanted to make sure that my ending was something I like. But we will have, I mean, we'll have other Hollow Knight streams in the future. They're like us doing Pantheon, and we'll take the time to discuss the journal there as well. I do wish I'd handled it a little bit better in like having them read up. For someone that like isn't playing the game that maybe isn't watching this, I would have preferred to have like read that voiced over for them. That's a mistake on my part, but should definitely watch a lore video. I mean, that is something I could do on stream. I don't think I'll do it on this stream, but like that is something we could do for a Just Chatting stream. Well done on achieving this great feat. You persevered and triumphed. We hope you enjoyed yourself in the world of Hollow Knight. We'll meet again soon in the road ahead. Very nice. Look at that. Like, we will do Pantheons, but they will be a, Still Soul mode unlock. No shade, no reviving, death is permanent, the ultimate challenge. Sorry, there will not be a Steel Soul challenge. We're not doing it. But yeah, we will do Pantheons, but it's not going to be like, we won't have Pantheons on next week's schedule, for example. Oh, we have a new title screen now. Oh. Oh. You mean just do it? Do what? What do you want me to do? Pulling up Firefox now, by the way. Me. Oh, here we can read some of these new things. So, seal of binding, intricate seal of an ancient design, used to contain a powerful force or to preserve something of great importance. Radiance, the light forgotten, the plague, the infection, the madness that haunts the corpses of Hallownest, the light that screams out from the eyes of this dead kingdom. What is the source? I suppose mere mortals like myself will never understand. Skill protector of Hallownest ruins, wields a needle and thread. I've seen this nimble little creature. I thought her prey and pounced at her, but with a flash she stabbed me with her flying stinger and darted away. Could she be a hunter? Where is the Hollow Knight in here? It's really only the Hollow Knight that I want to really read off here at the moment. Where is he? Are these alphabetical? No. Is he at the top? No, I am not going to do Still Soul, Chief. I'm sorry, but that is not happening. We will not make it very far into that at all. I don't see the Hollow Knight in the journal. Why is that? Huh. Okay, well. Alright, Firefox. Let me make sure that I'm not, like, signed in. Like, I don't wanna, like, dox my normal account. Okay, I think we'll be fine. Alright, so I need to... what is it display capture? And no, display capture is like my whole monitor. Should be around the radiance. I think I bugged it. Okay, I mean, I probably just have to go smack him again. He'll pop up. Window capture, that's what I need. Okay. Alright. So let me move chat over there. OBS over here. And let me full screen that. And let me resize this little window here. There we go. Okay. How's that look? Is that good? Hollow Knight. All endings. I'll put my headphone on. I think we'll watch the Pantheon endings too, because I want to discuss them before we beat them, because like it's gonna take us a long time to get that, but I want to be able to discuss them. So let's just do all of them. Whoa, it's loud. I'm so sorry about that. Oh wait, you don't even have audio yet, so I didn't blow your eardrums out. Okay. That seems like a pretty good audio. Thank you so much, Indie Daily Boss Fights. We're gonna use your video here to discuss the endings. Okay, so this is if we didn't have the Void Heart. Alright, so we take in the infection. Okay, so you just become the Hollow Knight. That's all that ending is, really. Yeah, I figured it doesn't require beating the Radiance. But I have no idea. I think I saw something on the thumbnail that was like... So this is Dream No More. Is this what we got? This is what we got, isn't it? Yeah, we got the Dream No More ending. This is like the most like cinematic one too. Like I feel like if there's a true ending, it's probably the Dream No More ending. Yeah, like they put clearly more work into this ending. I guess it makes sense because this is the one you have to put the most work in to get. Yeah, so the other one, she got sealed in with us because she had to come in and help us. And so I guess it's if you don't dream nail him or you do something wrong in that fight. I'm really glad that the siblings do this too. I don't know if this is indicating that they're like at rest. I choose to view it that they're kind of at rest here. Horned is now a dreamer. Yeah, I saw her mask is like on the seal, so yeah. Embrace the void. Okay, so this is a Pantheon ending. This is probably the one if you don't get the flower. I'm sure there's no confirmed true ending, but you can usually tell what ending has the most work put into it. Well, that's not good. Thank you, Indie Daily Boss Fights. I really appreciate your video. Okay, so this is if we gave the flower, which is the ending we will be getting, because we did give her the flower. Yeah, Mother said that flower is like not from this world. Okay, so neither one of those are extra ending. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I heard about Mr. Mushroom. I didn't do Mr. Mushroom. All right, I can't wait for Mr. Mushroom to be a super boss in Silksong. Alright, thank you so much for your video, Daily. Indie Daily Boss Fights, thank you for your video. Okay, so let's discuss a little, shall we? You guys can tell me if there's anything else I should look up. So I think in summary, first of all, let me say, game is fantastic, wonderful game, masterpiece. Really, really fantastic. I recommend it to literally anyone. Mr. Mushroom is the most cryptic thing in Hollow Knight. Yeah, definitely. I'll recommend it to anyone. You know, anyone that can handle the challenge and get through it. I think it's fantastic. He's talking to other games. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I've seen a little bit of his dialogue. Because I was trying to, like, I heard about Mr. Mushroom and that, like, he was an extra piece of the ending, and I wanted to make sure I did it. So, like, I briefly looked at a little summary of, like, what I needed to do. I just forgot to go do it, to, like, chase him down at all the locations he's at. But yeah, I'm aware he's, like, talking about other games that Team Cherry have made. So, we'll see what's going on with that, if ever. I'm not sure. I really, really like the ending we got. I'm very happy that's the ending that I chose to go with. I got a little bit choked up, I'm not gonna lie, which is interesting because there's not a whole lot of, like, you know, dialogue or like there's not a lot of reason for me to get emotional, but I was getting choked up about it, and I don't quite know why. I think because we did this for so long, and it was such a task, and like I got so many people here with us during this, so yeah, it's kind of emotional to get the ending there. Yeah, it was something. Man, yeah, games with different endings are interesting. This very much feels like a Bloodborne situation. I know Team Cherry hasn't called one of them the true ending, but this feels like a Bloodborne situation where in Bloodborne, if you put in, like, the ending that takes the most amount of effort to get is the one that's called true ending, and it's the one that, like, has the most work put into it cinematically. You get a whole extra boss fight for it, and it's titled true ending for Bloodborne and whatnot. The Dream No More ending feels like a true ending to me, even if it's not the true ending, even if they don't call it the true ending. There also tends to be a thing where when you're writing story for a game, you tend to kind of, it's a little impossible to not have one outcome in mind that kind of supersedes the others a little bit in your creative process. But yeah, I mean, all the endings seem cool, like they're all good in their own way. But I really like the Dream No More ending. What do you guys think? What's your favorite ending? Talk to me about how you feel about the ending. Also, man, Radiance is fun. I love the Radiance fight. Radiance was awesome. I was getting choked up just the act of, like, climbing the pillars as the siblings are rising up. Like, that got to me. Yeah, each ending adds a different amount of lore. That's true. I mean, some of them seem a little bit lighter on lore than the others, but yeah, they all add to the bigger picture here. I feel like I understand the lore of Hollow Knight, honestly. Like, you guys can quiz me on it a little bit if you want to. Like, you can test my knowledge of it, because, like, I feel like I've got it. I will watch some more videos at some point. Probably not, unless you guys want me to on this stream, then it'll probably be on a different stream that I'll watch lore videos, but, like, I feel like I understand the lore. Was really expecting you to feel mad about Radiance since you did Nightmare King first. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I like Radiance more than Nightmare King Grim. Yeah, I like Radiance more than Nightmare King Grim. I love Nightmare King Grim. Nightmare King Grim is second, and then Hollow Knight is third. I understand Hollow Knight is very easy, but, like, for me, the mechanics of a fight, regardless of difficulty, and their design and like story impact are more important to me than. Hang on, I'm actually gonna quit to main menu so we can have the Hollow Knight music in the background while we're talking. The Hollow Knight's importance, like his story significance, means more to me than Nightmare King Grim does. As much as I love Nightmare King Grim, no, I'm completely serious. Nightmare King Grim is super cool. I'm a big simp for the theatrics of Nightmare King Grim. I'm a big simp for a bunch of things about Grim, but Nightmare King Grim is not as like he doesn't make me emotional in any way. He's really cool. He's like super interesting. Like it's a really fun fight. I love the Castlevania callbacks and whatnot. But like references and callbacks are only going to get you so far. Whereas like Hollow Knight is a legitimately emotional battle that is like it's you fighting your older brother whom has been cursed with this fate because he was bred for this curse. You know, he didn't have a choice in all this. He has a very tragic fate. You're coming to not only, you know, put an end to the infection and the radiance and all that, but you're coming to, you know, release your brother from this terrible burden he's had to bear. And then you get Hornet come in as well. And so you have the 3 surviving siblings coming in to put an end to the older siblings' suffering, to put an end to the bullshit that their father started, and that the Radiance did to the kingdom and all that. You know, these are the successors to the royal bloodline coming in to, you know, essentially the salvation of their kingdom. I mean, there's a lot of emotional weight there, whereas Grim is, you know, a vessel for the Nightmare Heart, leader of the Grim Troop, Dracula callback, very cool, very hot, but like there's nothing about Grim that like moves me. Theory behind the Hollow Knight being defective has to do with the moment shared with the Pale King. Yeah, I think so. I'm kind of the idea. Like I understand that's what they're implying. The dialogue in the White Palace kind of seems to hint at that. I kind of get the feeling from the Dream No More ending, with us taking it in and then shattering with it in us, was that like no vessel would ever be able to truly hold it, and that it takes the void, this emptiness, this force of, you know, chaotic core of the earth itself. It takes that consuming this god in order to truly put it in. Because like I very much find, typically, this is kind of a fiction thing, you know, this doesn't really apply to the real world, but it kind of does in some ways. When you seal things away, they will eventually come out. I mean, for the real world, you can think of it like sealing away nuclear waste and whatnot. It's going to be a problem. Eventually, someone's going to come and stumble upon it. So, you're gonna attempt to sleep. Have a great day. Thank you so much for showing up here, Ninja. I really, really appreciate it. You guys should go check out his channel. He had a great stream today. I really loved it. He did a tier list maker for a bunch of different VTubers. If you guys like VTubers, he's the most informed person I've ever seen on VTubers. Like, a lot of times when I'm talking about VTubers, talking to my friends and whatnot, they have no idea what I'm talking about. Ninja's the first person that I've seen who probably knows more about VTubers than I do, because he honestly knew things about the agency application situation that I didn't even know, and I thought that I was super informed on that because I tried to get a friend of mine into Hololive at one point, but he knew more than I did. So I would absolutely check him out. Great content, swell guy. He could use some really chilled people in his chat. So I would like to see him get some nice people there. So you guys should check him out. You believe the knight finally defeats the Radiance, removing it from the dreams of the Bugs and Hollowness. I believe the knight finally defeats the Radiance. Yes, I completely agree. I believe that final struggle where all the siblings come together, where Big Brother holds them in place, your shell bursts open, and the void takes over, you know, your void heart that you obtained, reaches full capacity, the void like essentially overtakes you, or you let it overtake you. You go hem on the radiance, and then you take it into yourself, and there's no vessel for it to inhabit anymore because it's been consumed by the empty void. Like the meaning of the word void is like it's an emptiness. You know, here's another, you know, poetic thing about it. Void is essentially hollow. You know, the word hollow, you know, it's something that's empty on the inside. So, you know, you get a double entendre of the meaning of Hollow Knight. You become a Hollow Knight of the void. You take the radiance into yourself and you consume it. Right. The void heart unites the void. Yeah. Definitely. I'm really interested to see if they follow up on the flower in Silksong, because I think that's the most interesting thing to explore, is the flower. Maybe it's just my own obsession with like flower related plot points, but I'm very interested in the flower. Do I think the knight is truly hollow? If by hollow you mean does the knight possess emotion? I think the knight does possess emotion. Yes. I think so. Okay, if the Hollow Knight, like Big Bro, can be given emotion from his time with the Pale King, as we see very much indicated in the White Palace, I see no reason why the Little Knight would not have gained emotional attachment through his journey through Hallownest in this game. Contain the radiance with no repercussion. I mean, I believe in the Dream No More ending. There's no vessel anymore that needs to contain it. He's gone. He's been, you know, he's a part of the void. He's a part of the earth. I see the void as a... So like, the void is something that like the ancient people worshipped. The ancient civilization worshipped the void. They lived in unison with the void in some capacity. So it's like this old understanding of the world. You know, these ancient people understood that at the core of the world was this darkness. And probably the reason, a lot of reasons why I look at it this way are definitely impressioned by Dark Souls. That's just unavoidable for me with Hollow Knight. Not even saying that they based it off of it, just that, like, when you have two storylines that are like taking on the idea of like a voidful abyss, which Dark Souls does as well, and I'm sure other stuff does this as well, you end up with some, you know, similar plot threads going on here. It's like I take it as the idea that, like, and I've been saying this before, that like I think the void in a lot of ways is a good thing. It's chaotic in nature. The world is chaotic in nature. You know, the inner balance of the universe is chaotic. The universe will decimate us if given the chance. It doesn't care about life and all that. It's indiscriminate. But a radiance, you know, the radiance is born from like the worship of like this whether the radiance existed and people started worshiping it, like the moths started worshiping it as this entity that already existed, or they formed an idea of a god, and their dreams and ideas coalesce to create this being that is the radiance. That's up for debate. But the radiance is clearly an affliction. You know, it's a plague that spreads through the mind, which, I mean, I'm just gonna say, I have some very harsh opinions on religion. So the idea of a religion taking the form of a plague that infects the minds of the people and, you know, derives them of, you know, capability of independent thought and autonomy and all that, kind of speaks to me in a lot of ways. That the rocks, they appear to have a will of their own, possibly caused by the void. Yes, absolutely. The void to me, it's like the life stream. Like, if you ever seen like the life stream of Final Fantasy VII, or like religious ideas that like that like soul is like a part of the world itself, that like the planet has life force to it, that like when you die you rejoin the life force of the planet and all that. The Void says that to me. You know, it's not as pretty looking as some people might describe it in their fiction, but the Void, see, it's the lifeblood of the planet. You know, it's the lifeblood of the world of Hollowness to me. And so, you know, the White King shows up, he's the worm shows up or whatever. He has this foresight and he builds his kingdom and all that, and the people flock to him, but like they're kind of forgetting, like they've lost touch with what came before. So like they don't know anything about the ancient civilization that can like help them understand that like clinging to the idol of the Pale King or the Radiance is bad for them. It ultimately will lead to their demise. And I mean, it's impossible to talk about something like this without me, you know, kind of projecting my own worldviews and agenda on it. Because, like, I mean, when something is this vague, you end up projecting. So that's, you know, that's my take, my interpretation, my projection there. You know, my cognitive biases are informing that. I could be completely off base out of what Team Cherry intended. Radiance is absolutely a bad guy from a certain point of view. You know, you could say that a god that a god that unifies people, whether it takes away your independent thought, you know, unifying people in the plague, you could say that's a good thing. That is something that someone could come to the conclusion that it is better for us to be united, even if we lose autonomy and all that. I would strongly disagree. In every shape and form, I would disagree with that. But I mean, that's my own, you know, worldview. That's me projecting, you know, my, you know, desire for like free will and all that. But a case can absolutely be made that like free will is, you know, not necessary for a civilization. Like, it's not necessarily a moral thing that needs to happen. But yeah, I mean, I would say Radiance is bad. I would say Pale King's bad. Yeah, I got that. The Moth people told me about that. Seer told me about that. But like, I don't see any god that gets jealous because people aren't worshiping it is not a god that I can respect. And, you know, once again, that is my projections. But I mean, I'm surprised that that's not like the popular opinion, really. Could have been avoided if the Moss didn't relinquish their original beliefs. Interesting, very interesting. I respect that. I very much do respect that. I mean, the game wants the game wants people to have different interpretations, so like they succeeded. This is yet another symbol of Team Cherry's success in writing a story that people can see from different perspectives. I very much view that like the Radiance is a bad thing. That they should not be clinging to the Radiance or the Pale King. Like that's like, I'm very much the type of person that like I want people to be the best version of themselves and like to push themselves forward as a society based off of like, you know, themselves and like unity between people rather than like a religious belief, because like that's just who I am. So like it's informing my interpretation of the lore. But like I very much like that we are looking at it in different ways. Do you guys want me to watch a lore video on stream? Is that something that you guys want me to do? People in Godhorn attuned themselves to gods to ascend, but their gods died. Yeah. They told me a little bit about that. I would have liked to have learned more about that, but we didn't make it all the way through Pantheon. Would be enlightening. Okay, do you guys want to recommend a lore video to me? So I'm going to change the title. There we go. We are Hollow Knight in/lore discussion now. That is the title. One by Mossbag. Not sure if it covers everything. Okay. Alright, let me mute that. Mute that. And let me bring back the window capture. Okay. As long as you don't send me to the Game Theorist, I'll watch it. But I'm not watching Game Theory. So let's see here. Oh, there he is right there. Let's just go ahead and do a. Oh, I don't have not interested because I'm not signed in. Okay. Mossbag. Okay. Do you guys want to recommend like a timestamp to me? Because like I'm sure the early parts are probably stuff that isn't relevant.
He is emailing a difficult.
Okay, we have timestamps, so this should help out. Worm Reborn. I don't need that. Hollow Knight established. Section appears. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong and I need to watch some of these. Let's do. Let's just start from the end. Let's go base game endings. I haven't watched in a while. Let's start from the end, and if we need to, we'll work our way back. Because it is an hour 17, so we're not going to watch this entire video. Also, thank you, Mossbag. Thank you. I hope you don't mind me streaming your video. Base game endings.
It's at this point that I should mention that Hollow Knight actually has 5 different endings, because of course it would. I'm going to be explaining each of these endings in this video, as they each give us a different glimpse into the mechanics of Hollow Knight's world. Now, to get
is this going to be a problem, by the way? Because the VOD gets uploaded to YouTube. I hope Mossbag's okay with me doing it. We're not going to watch the whole video. Go give Mossbag views.
Hollow Knight, Hornet's instructions to go to the Kingdom's Edge can be ignored completely. If the knight stumbles upon the resting grounds, the 3 dreamers will appear and cast the knight into the dream realm.
Yeah.
There, Seer will come to the knight's rescue and grant it the Dream Nail, a special blade that can tear the veil between the real world and the dream world. With the Dream Nail, the knight can venture to the resting places of the 3 dreamers, curb stomp their asses, and unlock the entrance to the Black Egg.
Nice Lego Yoda death sound.
The knight finds the Hollow Knight chained up, silently watching over it. Once the chains are broken, the Hollow Knight screams with that familiar Radiance roar and pursues the knight. As the fight progresses, the Hollow Knight starts trying to kill itself, Quirrell style. But then the Radiance starts using the Hollow Knight's body to perform her own attacks. Once defeated, the Hollow Knight begins to spew infection all over the place. The knight can then focus the infection into itself. This results in the first ending of the game, called Hollow Knight. In this ending, the knight usurps the Hollow Knight, prolonging the stasis over Hallownest.
Yeah.
Chains and bindings appear out of fuck if I know, and contain the knight, and a new seal is placed over the entrance to the Black Egg. Now there is one giant question looming over this ending. Can the knight actually contain the infection indefinitely?
No.
Or will the Radiant still manage to break free one
Not
day?
in my opinion, he won't be able to.
Before we answer this question, let's look at some of the other events that can transpire while playing the game. If the player chooses to go to Kingdom's Edge, Hornet will challenge the knight one last time as a final test of strength. After her defeat, Hornet allows the knight to access the cast-off shell, where the Pale King was originally hatched.
Yeah.
By interacting with this egg, the knight's shell is marked with the king's brand, technically making the knight the new ruler of Hallownest.
Mm-hmm.
With the king's brand, the knight can now open the entrance to the abyss and discover the place of its birth. When leaving the abyss, the knight can encounter Hornet again, where for the first time, Hornet suggests that there are actually two outcomes the knight can enact. She tells the knight that it can either prolong Hallownest's stasis or face the heart of the kingdom's infection. Within the knight, Hornet sees a chance for change. Instead of just replacing the Hollow Knight, Hornet believes that it may be possible to get rid of the infection completely by
I agree.
using the void inside of the knight.
Yes.
After visiting the abyss and obtaining the Shade Cloak, the knight is capable of reaching the White Lady, hidden away in
Mama.
Queen's Gardens. The White Lady tells the knight that she has been awaiting a vessel to accept a gift, that gift being one half of a charm called the King's Soul, which she claims will give the knight more power. The White Lady goes on to explain that she can feel the weakening of the Hollow Knight within her roots. She tells the knight that it is free of the blemishes that made the Hollow Knight a flawed vessel.
Can we agree, by the way? I love this game. Why did they name her White Lady? That's not a good name. Like, I get what they're going through, but White Lady, that's not a good name. Probably my favorite character in the game is White Lady, but terrible
From
name.
this dialogue, it is implied that the knight truly is a pure vessel, capable of containing the radiance successfully. But it's not quite that simple, so we're gonna have to dig a bit deeper into this. Basically, we're gonna need to answer
I know why she's named that,
what exactly
but
does
when
it
you
mean to
say
be a
White
Hollow
Lady,
Knight?
it sounds like you're talking about a Caucasian woman.
There are a number of instances where the characters and item descriptions mention that the knight has a will, and maybe even a mind.
Like, you could have called her Pale Lady, or you know, another synonym for white, Weiss Lady even. But like White Lady, it's a little odd. It's odd for like English, like the way that we use White Lady. Like if I'm out and about, you know, someone might point at a Caucasian woman and be like, that White Lady over there. Like that's a thing that people will do. It's like it comes off odd.
Dialogue when describing the Hollow Knight, it is stated that a pure vessel has no mind or will. So is the White Lady wrong? Or maybe even lying? Her eyes have been clouded by time, and she can be tricked into thinking that Ogrim is in the room when the knight is wearing the Defender's Crest charm. She also thinks that
I
Dre
love
is
her.
still alive, which, so maybe the
Yeah, no,
White Lady
she's not
is just
alive.
senile. My problem with that theory is that the White Lady states that the vessels stand out to her clearly in a misted world, due to them being her spawn. She also questions whether or not the knight sought her aid, which would imply that the knight must have some kind of will. So for whatever reason, the White Lady thinks the knight is still capable of containing the radiance, even if it's still able to make decisions. After all, the Hollow Knight was considered pure, but they still taught it how to wield a fucking sword. I mean, if the knight were truly and completely hollow in a literal sense, it probably shouldn't even be able to walk, or draw a map, or open a goddamn bank account. In
Yeah,
short,
I agree.
this whole concept of being hollow is so abstract and hard to define, I don't really feel comfortable giving a solid answer on whether or not the knight is or isn't
Also,
truly hollow.
I deeply apologize if like my take on Hollow Knight lore, or like my criticism of the name for White Lady like offends either one of you. I don't mean to. Like, I fully respect your interpretation of Hollow Knight, and I hope you respect my interpretation of the lore for it, and I know that I have utmost respect for the game and your opinion for it. So I hope that you're not in any way angered by my
Of course,
interpretation.
The White Lady's gift is useless without the other half of the King's Soul. In order to reach it, however, the knight must travel to the White Palace, locked inside the body of a King's Mold. In order to bypass the seal, the knight must use a fully awakened Dreamnail. It can do this by bringing 1800 essence to the seer, allowing her to sharpen the weapon's blade. If the knight does this, the seer remarks that the knight truly is the wielder that her tribe has been dreaming of. There's no explicit reason why the Moth tribe was dreaming about this supposed wielder so much, but it seems like they believe the wielder would wash away the crimes the Moth tribe committed by turning their backs on the Radiance.
I didn't say the lore was bad. The lore is excellent. But, like, do understand that, like, the lore is written in a way that that we're supposed to have different interpretations of it. Like, I don't think there is one true answer. Tell me if you disagree with that. That's perfectly fine if you disagree there. But, like, I don't think there's one true answer for the lore. You heard another point of view, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Knight might kill the Radiance, and she seems accepting of it, ready for her and her tribe to disappear and be forgotten forever. With the awoken Dreamnail in hand, the knight can travel to the Pale King's refuge and locate the other half of the King's Soul charm. When equipped, the King's Soul provides a never-ending supply of soul, making it almost useful if it weren't for the insanely high cost of the charm, and the painfully slow rate at which it increases, and the fact that the charm will get replaced in about 5 minutes after you get it. The King's Soul charm itself
literally never
union
put that thing on
between
until it
two
was time to go get the heart, because I was
To me,
scared of
this
it.
implies that the King's Soul is a representation of a vessel, which also was created by the union of two higher beings. With the King's Soul in their
Nice.
inventory, the knight now gains access to an area in the abyss called the Birthplace. In this massive pile of vessel shells, the knight can find a giant egg.
Shutstone, anything that could be interpreted differently is fine for people to paint. Yeah, like, okay, it's like Hornet being a sibling to the Hollow Knight, that's set in stone. That's very much a thing that's like set in stone. You know, the origins of the Little Knight and all that's set in stone. There are very much things that are set in stone. I completely agree there. Like the interpretations of like what's gonna happen after the ending, or like why did the infection start necessarily, then, you know, that's where it starts to get a little bit more vague. I mean, it is true, yes, the Radiance is enraged by like not being worshipped and all that. That's why the infection starts. So like that is a true fact, but like if you peel back extra layers on it, that's up for interpretation.
Dream nailing the egg allows the knight to access its own memory when it was cast down into the abyss. From viewing
Loved
that
this
memory,
segment.
the King's Soul charm is replaced with the Void Heart charm. The recollection of this event allows the knight to come to terms with the void inside itself. Once the knight has the Void Heart, the shades in the abyss no longer attack it, and that strange creature that gives the knight the Shade Cloak calls it the Lord of Shades.
Oh, I should have gone down to see it.
The knight has now bound the once fragmented void under its own will, allowing it to control the void in a powerful new way.
That was my
With the
interpretation
union of the void,
of that.
the Pale King, and the White Lady, the knight has gained a strength before unseen. It is with this charm that 2 additional endings become unlocked. Hornet will now be standing outside of the Black Egg, offering to help the knight should the opportunity arrive. Midway through the fight with the Hollow Knight, Hornet rushes into battle, subduing the Hollow Knight and piercing its shell. It's at this point that the knight is given the perfect opportunity to enter into the mind of its sibling, fighting the source of the infection head-on, and finally putting an end to the Radiance's tyranny. Or it can just stand there and let Hornet get knocked unconscious. If the knight finishes off the Hollow Knight as usual, the sealed sibling ending occurs. Basically, it's the same as the Hollow Knight ending, but now Hornet is in the room too, and her face appears on the door of the Black Egg. It's not clear what exactly this means for Hallownest. This might imply that Hornet is now a dreamer, but she's inside the temple, meaning that no one can actually get in there to kill her should the knight ever start leaking infection. At the same time, Hornet mentions that the bindings of the Black Egg would drain her, so she's probably just going to die anyway, right? Generally, people consider this to be one of the worst endings.
I would agree.
It's worth pointing out that Team Cherry doesn't support any one ending as being the true.
This is from Ari Gibson. All endings are equally canon. We're not into the true endings. You choose the path yourself. We'll do our best in all future Hollow Knight content to account for all of them. Ari Gibson. Yes, that I completely understand that. What I'm talking about when I say that the Dream No More ending feels like a true ending is the sheer production value for it, the way that like it goes on for longer than the others. It has a lot more musical cue going on. There's a lot more emotional impact with everything that's going on. it feels that like that's kind of the baby that they polished the most. Not necessarily that like Hollow Knight content going forward will use the Dream No More ending. That's not at all what I mean when I say that.
True ending. Each ending is canonical in its own right, and honestly, this ending isn't the worst. At least the Knight and Hornet will get to spend some quality time together. If the Knight does dream nail the Hollow Knight, it will be taken to an arena where it can finally fight the Radiants head on.
Best boss.
But the Knight isn't alone, as the other shades from the Abyss will appear in order to help corner the Radiants. Eventually, the Radiance gets trapped in the tendrils of the Void. The Knight bitch slaps her a couple times, and then the Radiance is consumed into the darkness. The Black Egg then appears to turn to shadows, and the Void seeps down into the ground. Hornet awakens to find the Knight.
Many people's eyes, it is considered the true ending due to its outcome because it's the best one. Yes, subjectively, it is the best one. Other people could argue against it, but I would say that it is the best one. Absolutely. From my point of view, 100% it's the best one.
Its broken shell lying on the floor. We get one final shot of the shades in the Abyss going to rest, and the game is over. This ending is called the Dream No More ending. The Radiance is gone, and Hallownest is finally free from her infection. Now I think it's fair to ask a few questions about how the Dream No More ending comes about. When the Hollow Knight was initially chosen to become the pure vessel, the Abyss was sealed up, and the rest of the vessels were left to rot away. But somehow, vessels ended up outside of the Abyss, and then one of those vessels was used to replace the Hollow Knight. Exactly how much of this operation was planned, if at all? The White Lady was waiting for a vessel. Did she have any communication with Hornet? Hornet was guarding the Kingsbrand, the only way for a vessel to enter the Abyss. How did she know it was necessary to guard the Kingsbrand from weaker vessels? Hell, if the vessels did escape the Abyss by themselves, wouldn't it be pointless to guard the Kingsbrand, since the vessels could just creep back into the Abyss the same way? I'm not going to provide...
Okay. Yeah, White Lady, says that she's been waiting for us. She does not insinuate that she has been waiting the entire time since the plan was hatched for a new vessel. The dialogue does not fully insinuate that, so I feel that it's a mistake to jump to the conclusion that there was any type of long-term plan that the Hollow Knight would fail and that another vessel would come and succeed it. I very much so don't think that was a part of the plan. I think they very much so thought the Hollow Knight plan was gonna work. And then it didn't. And they were like, oh shit, it didn't work. And then they went into damage control, but it was too late. That's at least from what it seems like to me. And then the Kingsbrand is guarded because it's very dangerous. If someone were to be too weak to handle the infection, they start going in and messing with stuff. Things could get a lot worse really fast. So the Pale King was taking vessels, so it's possible that the Knight escaped before the King sealed off the Abyss. I mean, we see the door get sealed on you, like as the little Knight. When you get the Void Heart, you see it get sealed off. But I mean, the Void, it's a part of the Earth. It's like, I don't see any reason why closing that door means that you can't get out in any way. So, I mean, especially based off of where you start the game at, I feel that it's safe in coming to the conclusion that, he crawled out from a different point of area. That's good. I mean, at least it's interesting.
Any good answers to these questions, because God forbid I answer anything in this entire video.
Whoa.
But I do want to point out that no...
Should we... I want to take a look at least one of those.
Because God forbid I answer anything.
What's the deal with pale beings? Is this a commentary on racers? I'm not touching that. Why aren't the infected bugs in the Colosseum mindless? What's to say they aren't? I mean, what's to say they're not just extremely fixated on the games? How did the White Lady get around? Servants. Did Ogrim give Isma a dirty... Ew.
thing in the
Ew. How did the Hollow Knight grow? Steroids. Why does the Collector probably... Jesus Christ.
entire video.
Where's the Deep Nest boss? Seriously? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah, Deep Nest should have a boss. That's quite based. I was quite confused about the Deep Nest situation, too.
Good answers to these questions.
I glazed at the other ones. They weren't important enough. Oh, no! There were more! I want to look at them.
Answers to these questions. Because God forbid I answer anything in this entire video.
Why is Un's strength decreasing? Age, the infection. There's a lot of reasons it could be. Why are we here? Just to suffer? Every night, I feel my arm and my leg. You're still here. It's phantom pain.
Video.
To me, you're all
Video
diamonds.
pointed out that no plans to actually produce the Dream No More ending are explicitly stated in-game. So we can only speculate as to whether or not the White Lady or Hornet, or maybe even the Pale King, knew that they could defeat the Radiants by creating a Lord of Shades like the Knight. Regardless, the next two
I really
endings
don't think they
definitely
did.
not planned. In fact, the last two endings that were added in the Godmaster update almost feel out of place.
I agree.
Godseekers basically hijack everything to the point where you don't even have to enter the Temple of the Black Egg to
Yep.
beat the game. That's like beating Mario Bros without ever seeing Bowser. But on
Yep.
the other hand, the Godmaster endings basically reinforce that Hallownest does not exist in a vacuum, which can help the world of Hollow Knight feel more real.
I've seen YouTube shorts from Mossback. I know his type of humor. I've seen him like talk about some little things here and there, and then like throw in like a political joke and stuff like that. Less people are believing in it. Yeah, that's probably why. So in Final Fantasy XIV, we have this idea of primals. Primals are deific entities which are born from faith. So if you believe enough in an idea, be it like if you believe in a concept, and then you give identity to that concept, and enough people believe in it, and there's enough aether, which is like energy, around, then form can be given to that faith, which takes the form of a primal. And a primal is just this energy that's coalesced into a being based off of the people's faith. And it's very much what I see the Radiance as. That's what I see Un as, most likely. Un gave creation the Green Path, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I read stuff similar to that in the Green Path, little like lore tablets and whatnot, about how Un blessed them with like bountiful growth and you know, made them prosperous, which is, it's very much what happens with all these great entities. You know, the Radiance presumably made life very prosperous for the Moth tribe. You know, it gave them power of a dream and all of these different, you know, light abilities and whatnot. Pale King obviously did a lot of wonderful things for Hallownest. And Un did a lot of wonderful things for Green Path. But, you know, what's the price for that accelerated growth as a society?
Because what else is reality but just a bunch of random chaotic stuff happening all the time? If the Knight finds the Godseeker in the Junk Pit, it will be able to enter her mind and refight all the bosses in the game. This is
Hang on, I want to look at that. I want to see who I'm missing.
Able to enter her mind and refight all the bosses in the game.
Monster Track Delight's obviously the best. Why didn't I didn't even think of the fact that they're moss and they're attracted to light. That's so funny. That doesn't really do anything special for the lore, but it is so funny. Of course. Yo, we gotta look up Hollow Knight memes. We're looking up Hollow Knight memes after this video ends. Okay, who am I missing here? Gruzmother, Vengefly King, Malek, Hornet Protector, Hornet Sentinel. Massive Moss Charger, Mantisaur, Sisters of Battle. I don't recognize Sisters of Battle. Blobble, Hive Knight, Broken Vessel, Lost Kin, Nosk, Winged Nosk. Winged Nosk? Huh. God Tamer, Crystal Guardian, Enraged Guardian. Huh. Trader Lord, Grey Prince, Soul Warrior, Soul Master, Soul Tyrant, Dung Defender, White Defender, Watcher Knight, No Eyes, Marmu, Galleon, Markoth, Zero, Gorb, Elder Who, Oramato, Paint Master Shield, now Sage Sly. Didn't get to him. Only available after beating the Hollow Knight Nest Pantheon, same as Wingmoth. Okay. Just now am I realizing the moth meme? Yes, I'm just now realizing. I've mentioned this a couple times. I'm not a very comedic person. So, like, my brain, especially when I'm in, like, deep thought, because I've been, you know, trying really hard to make sure I understand the lore. Because I knew from the beginning that this game had really good lore. So I've respected this game from the very start. So, you know, I've hung on every single word and analyzed it. My brain didn't have the capacity to be doing all of that and then also be like, Moss like light. That's funny. Like, you know, it just kind of slipped my mind. No Sage Light. Pure Vessel. Pure Vessel. Grim, Nightmare King Grim, Radiance. Okay.
This is part of the Godseeker's ritual. They basically attune to the resonance of gods through ritual combat. This allows them to ascend their minds higher, and eventually, through the use of godly focus, achieve communication with the god sleeping in Hallownest's heart, the Radiance. Now I know what you're thinking. That's a pretty convoluted little religious practice they have going on here. What's next? Are they going to start measuring the knight's Theon levels? It's pretty complicated, but the point is, these Godseekers have some serious capabilities to fuck things up in Hallownest.
Agreed.
As we're about to see. As the night makes it further and further through the four pantheons, the Godseekers get closer and closer to making contact with the Radiance, locked away inside the Hollow Knight. At the end of the fourth pantheon, the Radiance makes herself aware in this strange reunion cutscene between the vessels. But she isn't the only one to make an appearance. The Void itself appears to go on the attack, rising up
Wish
to
we could have
meet the
seen that.
Radiance's call. It's at this point that the final challenge, the Pantheon of Hallownest, becomes available. The Godseeker finally acknowledges the Knight as being more than just a simple cringer, and they begin to watch the Knight more intently. After defeating like a bazillion bosses in the final Pantheon, the Knight finally comes face to face with the Absolute Radiance, a stronger, more enhanced version of the game's final boss.
Oh, God.
Finally, the stage is set. After roughly 40 minutes of intense agony and tedious boss battles, the Knight has finally reached the ultimate enemy, responsible for the destruction of Hallownest.
Oh, God.
This will be a battle for the ages. But first, let's check in on our old pal Memo.
What do you mean you failed me as a viewer? How have you failed me? That you didn't enlighten me to the moth meme?
He's still alive when the Knight arrives in Hallownest, and he's still fulfilling his duty after all this time. Let's take one last look at his...
Don't you think it's a little bit more important that I grasp the lore rather than get the...
Right there at the top of the crossroads. Keeps happening too.
Do you know who that is? Do you know who is talking there off game in Arctic? Do you guys know who's voicing that right there? The Knight becomes stronger through through Godseeker focus. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I failed the most important part of the lore. You're right. This was very necessary because I didn't understand that moths seek out flame or seek out, you know, light. Do you guys know who's voicing that? This is VaatiVidya. VaatiVidya is like the bedrock for the Dark Souls lore community. He's the one that made like the most popular lore theories and lore videos. The ones that like really skyrocketed Dark Souls lore. He's not the like, you know, end all be all for Dark Souls lore, Like, there's other lore creators that have had, like, very valid theories, and, like, he's made mistakes here and there. But, like, as far as most of the community is concerned, he might as well be the Bible for Dark Souls lore. That's how a lot of people see him. He's also a super chill dude. Well, he does a lot of stuff. He just made a cameo here. He did, like, Elden Ring lore and stuff too. Like, he's very active. He does stuff. So he just came over here to be chill. He's probably a fan of Hollow Knight, if I had to guess. He's probably played Hollow Knight.
I just can't get mad about it. I should be thanking them, really. More chances to fix that beautiful, complex.
Also, his voice is hot.
I'm stocked up on spare parts, so I've no fear it'll ever stay broken for long.
Unfortunately, the only way to ever read the Menderbug's diary is to kill him in court.
Vadi, if you ever see this,
I'm not sure why Team Cherry thought this was
call me.
necessary, but the general consensus on Reddit is that they are bloodthirsty warmongers, so it checks out. But at least Menderbug's last moments will be spent fixing one of his favorite signs in the Forgotten Crossroads. It's comforting to think that his final seconds of consciousness were spent in total bliss, before we sent him hurtling into the infinite chasm that is Oblivion. Well, anyways, the alternate fight between the Knight and the Radiants plays out differently than in the vanilla ending. This time around, the Knight is not accompanied by any shades. Instead, after defeating the Radiants, the Knight seems to transform into this monstrosity.
That's the Sharp Shadow.
This creature goes by many names. The God of Gods, the Lord Shade, the Devourer, the Void Entity. But I don't really like any of those.
Hey,
so
Tech.
I'll just-
Okay, so we beat the game. We watched all the endings, and then my two most wonderful loyal viewers requested that I check out this lore video talking about it, because we've been discussing the lore, and they wanted to make sure that I wasn't confused about anything, so they have me looking at a lore video here. So that's what's going on here. Also, I enjoyed watching your stream earlier. I don't think I was there for all of it. I did have to head out at one point, but it was fun watching. Also, thanks for coming by. Do you like Hollow Knight?
Call him Bill. Bill proceeds to completely annihilate the Radiants in spectacular fashion. We are then treated
That's
to
cool.
the Embrace the Void ending. Bill comes back down from the
Bill,
Godseeker starts
Bill,
to get
Bill,
pulled into
Bill,
by
Bill.
void tendrils. We then cut to the Godseeker in the junk pit. Void starts leaking out of her eyes, and it appears as though Bill is making an escape back into the real world, which is probably a bad thing?
Yeah.
Finally, we see Hornet standing outside of the Black Egg as the infection begins to disappear from nearby vines. Hornet hears footsteps coming from inside the Black Egg as the Hollow Knight reveals itself to her and the two prepare for combat. So from this cutscene, we can see that the Radiance's death in Godhome actually did kill her for real, meaning that the infection over Halonest is now gone. This means the seals inside of the Black Egg probably wore off, allowing the Hollow Knight to escape its prison. In other words, the Embrace the Void ending is a goddamn cliffhanger, and we have no idea how Team Cherry plans to follow this up.
Right, so let's entertain that a little. Let's entertain the idea that they don't kill each other. And then now the Hollow Knight gets to actually, exist in Halonest. You crap crash, the movement key stop work. I was there for that. You figured out for later, or played Hollow Knight before you enjoy any roguelike games. Well, it's not a roguelike. Yeah, it doesn't have any roguelike elements, really. I love roguelikes. I'm a big fan of the roguelike genre. This is more of like it's a 2D platformer Souls-like. So it's a Metroidvania. If you've ever played a Metroidvania, it's 110% a Metroidvania. And it's a little bit of a Souls-like. It doesn't have any roguelike elements. But I love me some roguelites, man. Ooh. Love those games. God, oof. To assume Hornet and HQ won't kill each other. I'm not assuming that they won't. But I'm saying that let's entertain the thought that they don't kill each other. Then Hollow Knight can go live his life for whatever it's worth. Maybe he becomes the new regent for Halonest. Maybe he becomes king and can lead what's left of Halonest, and then Hornet goes off to do Silksong stuff because she doesn't seem interested in leading. Or maybe she goes, leads Deep Nest, and he gets to be new regent. They're going to fight, most likely, whether or not they kill each other. They're probably going to kill each other. One of them probably dies. Hornet probably wins. I'm entertaining the possibility there.
The Hollow Knight is running loose in Hallownest, and the knight has transformed into a raging void monster that might try to destroy the entire kingdom, or at least what's left of it. What's even more strange about this ending is that the announced sequel, Hollow Knight Silksong, doesn't seem to be related to this ending at all. But that's a whole different shit show. Obviously, the biggest mystery surrounding this ending is the appearance of Bill. Did this creature exist in the void already?
Maybe we will.
Somehow willed into existence by the power of the Godseekers.
And then Saucer. Jesus.
Become a part of it. Examining a statue of this creature and other forms of the night grant the player a Hunter's Journal entry for an ancient artifact called the Void Idol, which might imply this
ancient
creature might
folks
have been
that
worshipped by
worship
the ancient civilization.
power,
But again,
strength, the
that's
very
pure
darkness
speculation.
itself.
We don't know what this worship of
From my perspective, that's a little bit better.
void exactly look like. Maybe the void they worship took the form of something more sinister. There is one thing
Oh God,
about this monster.
it's Pennywise.
It's weak to flowers.
Ronald McDonald,
Yes,
Pennywise.
these things. As it turns out, those delicate flowers that Zamir has stockpiled up her ass are actually useful for something. They contain a strange power that even deters the White Lady from touching one. The Godseeker
Yeah, man, I know this.
is dumb enough to accept
So
the
far,
power of
I've known
Void.
literally all this
If
except for the
player
moth
does
beam,
this,
really.
Instead of Void being released out into the world, this flower pulls a no you, and the Godseeker and Void disappear into thin air. The flower itself is described as giving off a pale light, which appears to connect it to the pale beings. Like I said before, pale beings appear to be some form of top-tier gods. As of right now, we are only aware of two, the Pale King and the White Lady. But the fact that Zamir brought these pale flowers from a faraway land implies that there are definitely more of them out there.
Really
Another
hoping
small hint of
Silksong.
the existence of pale beings are the pale ore items that can be found all over Hallownest. Did these come from the Pale King, or possibly some other pale being? And what exactly are they? Are they poop? In general, the Godmaster endings appear to be doing a lot of setup for future Hollow Knight content. Like I said before, Hollow Knight Silksong doesn't seem to connect to these events on the surface.
We can watch the Silksong trailer too. We'll do that after the memes. That's the perfect way to end the stream off.
Team Cherry is building. There's definitely a lot more to consider about what the pale beings are and what properties they possess. And we also have plenty of questions surrounding the Void and how bugs have interacted with it in the past. It almost feels like we are looking through a keyhole, trying to grasp onto the totality of Team Cherry's creation.
I mean,
Powerful are creatures like Bill and the worms.
I-
Where did things like the Void even
I feel like
come
I have
from
a
to begin with?
unique
How much
perspective
bigger is the
on
world
this.
beyond Hallownest? Is Bardoon into butt stuff?
Yes.
But of course, that's the appeal
Yes,
of
he
a game
is.
like Hollow Knight. Having all of the answers to every question would just ruin the mystery of the world. Plus,
Yes.
if we didn't have questions like this to waste our time on, then what else would we be doing with our lives? Go outside?
Yes.
Ugh.
Do both.
And so this
Please
video
go
comes
outside.
to an end.
The sun is good for you as
I
long as you
know
wear
the
enough
average
sunscreen
attention
so that you don't
span
get the
of this
harmful
video
rays.
is 9 minutes. So let me leave you with a few takeaways. 1. Hollow Knight is a game about bugs. I know this may come as a shock, but it's true. Watch the video again.
Yeah, but the players are never supposed to have that book. They have that book so that they have consistency in the lore writing, but that doesn't mean that the book is the end all be all as far as the players are concerned. Like I highly doubt they ever release that book. It'd be really funny if they did, because I mean that's basically upending. Like, okay, the reason I say I have a unique perspective on this, it's just supposed to be another DLC for the base game. Yeah, I'm really glad we get Silksong as like a full game now. Like, I feel like I have a unique perspective on this because I'm such a huge Souls game fan and all that. I'm a really big fan of stories that are written in these ways that we can have these different interpretations and like dissect the lore, because like we get to interact with the history of Hallownest much like a archaeologist does in learning about you know, things like ancient Egypt based off of like hieroglyphs and stuff like that. So one question is, all of this lore coming from not experiencing stuff, like external reading and a ton of collectible items, or is there actually said and done stuff in front of you? There's both. So, everything's in the game. So you don't have to go and do anything out of the game. There is a comic. I haven't read it. It's not integral for the main story. It's just a little side story. It's just a tiny little, like, one-issue comic. But, most things are either little journal entry codex, environmental storytelling, going off of what NPC dialogue is there, which there is quite a bit, but not a lot of it directly spells stuff out for you. Yes, but the book does not, it's not our book. We can't use the book, right? Like, they're, like, okay. By Hollow Knight Lore Book. Z-Bay. It's made by a fan. Wanderer's Journal. Strategy. Like, this isn't, this is not, like, book, Wikipedia. Gives information about bugs and tablets. Yeah. Like, you don't need this. Like, clearly I'm evidence that you don't need this, because, like, you know, I didn't go through this entire video. I'll do that at some point here, but, like, we've gone through 2 chapters at this point, and I grasped all of it with just the game. So, like, you don't need the book. The book doesn't really do anything for you. It's just some extra flavor.
Pay attention. You'll notice right away, I promise. 2. Murdering your own babies might not be such a good idea after all.
The Hollow Knight can.
This
Yeah.
is obviously just my interpretation of the game's lore.
That's because I speculate that's because of the connection with the Void and the ancient civilization.
Views on the subject of murdering babies, and every opinion is valid, so I don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything. 3. Menderbug is fucking dead.
Yep.
4. Nothing is certain. This video probably has a few flaws in it. Trying to construct a
Because the Hollow Knight is a higher
the
being.
information found in
I mean,
Hollow Knight
that's one way of
isn't
looking
exactly
at it.
straightforward. I'm sure my views will change in the future, and I encourage you to explore the lore yourself. 5. And this last point is fairly obvious, but I should mention it anyway. Cory in the House is the best anime.
That's true. That's true. I'm gonna pause that before we get copyright struck by Cory in the House. If you have any other things that you need me to see, send it. We're gonna do Hollow Knight memes, and then we're gonna watch the Silk Song trailer. Let's do this one first. I like the thumbnail. Wait, that's a Drake song. Yeah, we're gonna mute it. Nice. That's powerful being. That's true. Fuck the Aspids. A lot of times I thought the game was silent with no dialogue and all external reading outside experiencing the story just gets me a goat. That's why I stopped playing World of Warcraft, because half of the storybooks. I'm very, very familiar with what World of Warcraft has done to its lore. Not so much as a player, but as someone who interacts with the players often and had an interest with the lore, whom is not a player. I know what they've done to their lore, and I know what they did with those books, and it is deeply unfortunate. I like that. Yeah. Hollow Knight. Hornet is not void. Grim will never pay for child support. Pale King is a mountain in the ancient basin is collecting donations for his buzzsaws. These aren't eyes. What do you mean those aren't eyes? What do you mean those aren't eyes? Those are eyes. Those are eyes. Those are eyes. Nice. I think Grim is sort of S for Nightmare King, but less of a prison and more of a vehicle. You feel the Grim child with Nightmare essence, and it becomes into Grim. This is why the Nightmare King resides in Grim's dream. Less of a prison, more of a vehicle. The image of Nightmare King riding the Grim child like a skateboard is burned in my mind. I've had sleep paralysis demons. Marmu's a real life bug. Where? Okay, I'll look that up if you tell me the name at some point here, but yeah. Not name-wise. Okay. I mean, yeah, everything's based off of the bug, but like... Oh, that's weird. Look forward in times. Jesus. Poor Hornet. Sure. Yep. Nice. Can never get another Geo. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh, Lord. Oof. That's why the Pale King locked himself away. Nice. Dude, I love Silkworm Moss. Oh, shit. You'd think that one of the other ones would have made me chuckle. Like, it's something about this one. I feel like as usually I am this boy, usually, and this is like one of my friends. You okay, bro? No. Say Sakura. Spaghetti noodle. Nice. Oh shit, yeah. I like that one. Oh my god. Yeshaw. Alright. Silk Song. Are there 2 trailers? How many trailers are there for Silk Song? Let's just do, all trailers. Is this the same? Should we just watch the newest one? This one's longer. I don't see a compilation. Let's just start with this one. It's a little wild. I really think I'm gonna enjoy this even more than Hollow Knight. Like, I really think I'm gonna enjoy her gameplay more. That's interesting. He looked like the Steel Soul bug. I love him already. Oh man, I'm into like all of these. I love him. I love him. He's the best. Oh my god. I love him. Ew. Ooh, yeah, items. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, take a knife for your dad, huh? Ooh, man, I really think I'm gonna like this more than Hollow Knight. Oh man, that looks so good. That's everything that I want from a sequel. Oh man, that looks really great. And there's this gameplay one we'll check out. Or wait, we just watched this one, didn't we? We didn't. We watched the oldest one first. Is this the same one? No. No, this is new. This is new. Okay. It very well might be easier on keyboard. Ooh, I love that. I swear to God, if you make me do another White Palace, I'm gonna cry, Team Cherry. Ooh, Electro Drill. I still continue to believe that Hornet was in some way trained by the Hive Knight. That's how fly. I feel like I'm gonna hate some of these bosses. Not this one though. It looks so good.
Game Pass.
It looks so good. I don't know if we'll watch the whole 20.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3.
They see your beauty, so frail and fine. They see your peace, woven of faith and toil. They forget your heart, bound in slumber and servitude. When you wake, they shall see your truth, beast nature, bare to all.
Now, why was Hornet taken here? That is just beautifully executed, I think, as you'd expect anybody who played. the
Arlene's
original Hollow
Folly by
Knight.
the conductor, Romina.
It's so atmospheric. It's so beautiful, and really you can immerse yourself in this world and in the characters. Early section of the game, we are going to be hopping a little bit further into the game, and at the very end, if we're lucky, tackling a boss fight and trying our luck there as well. This is a place we've never been, a place called Farloon, so you really don't know what to expect as you jump in here and start exploring.
And look at all these vibrant colors in this environment.
Nintendo, please don't
Really,
get mad at
really
me for
stunning.
watching this video.
Yeah, Team Cherry has really upped the ante on the detail in their environments. This reminds me of, the Queen's Garden.
I love how fluffy the foliage looks.
The original Hollow Knight, but with a lot more, the first game had so much more detail, so this is really taking it to a whole nother level, how much depth and details in this world. And with the audio design, the little noises in the background, the kind of bugs and the moisture, you can almost feel the humidity as you're exploring.
I really feel that
And you have a nice little
Hornet's
acrobat there,
vocals
which is
add a
cute.
lot.
Hornet really has her own play style, very acrobatic.
Yeah, so she feels different than the Knight from Hollow Knight. She has a little bit more weight to her. She's a little bigger. as
Really? I
well,
would've thought she was lighter.
She definitely is much more acrobatic and florid.
They might be wrong,
than the
so
Knight was.
that's possible.
So we are heading over here. These enemies seem to have some sort of curse.
Maybe.
What
Maybe
that
they did
curse
kill
is,
Grub.
What that haunting is, we need to solve that as part of our journey. It's different than the curse that was in Hollow Nest. And it's kind of tragic as you're exploring it here, and you
I like the
find
web.
all these little bugs. In some respects, they're still toiling away at their life's work, but their minds aren't their own anymore, and you really feel for them because as you go through and you meet these
Rosary string.
characters,
Okay.
my heart breaks for these poor little bugs. I'll be honest.
Yeah, bugs
I
get
agree.
a really rough deal in these worlds.
I agree.
They seem to, like in Hollow Knight, they had sentience at some point, and then they almost become a hive mind again. In this story, they're also possessed by which force. It might tie into something related to sort of the themes that we see often, like the bells, some of the religious undertones, but that's just a conjecture on my part.
I think she's on
The
base.
very beginning of the game, so
Yes.
things are a little slower here, but they ramp up.
They absolutely ramp up. The enemies get harder. You get more moves. You get more tools.
Ooh, love that hoodie.
And right now she doesn't have many actions. I can jump. I can
She has
hit,
beautiful hair.
I can dash downward like that, and that's about it. But there's much more to learn as you progress through the world.
It's really satisfying to get those new abilities as the game progresses.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Ooh, I love that
she's
bench.
always learning. I mean,
It's like a little,
it seemed like she was a
little
seasoned, foe in
spine.
Hollow Knight. You guys haven't seen anything yet, so we are entering.
Yeah, I'm really
the
interested to see how they
first
tie the
boss
lore,
fight here.
because like that's what I care about most.
Mother.
This looks a lot like Celebi, my favorite Pokemon.
Oh, her kids are coming to watch. Hi, Bob. You're good. So as you are focused on the combat, we will let you wail on this Moss Mother. I think.
Love the
we've talked
background.
about this in
Yeah,
the past, but
it's
both of
really,
us
really good.
are Really big fans of the classic side-scrolling Metroid style of gameplay. Yeah. And that's something that I think, for me, when I first played Hollow Knight, was the thing that really jumped out at me. Like, this is so true to that experience in terms of the progression, the backtracking, the deep exploration, this sense of mystery, but also just the ambiance. It's a spooky game.
Bind.
True. You can tell that the developers really love that genre, but they really made their own mark on it.
And with the art style, it's so interesting as you're interacting with.
That made me curious. The prompt was bind, but it looked like they exploded. So like I wonder if you have the choice of whether or not to like bind them in place and like let them continue to live as an entity. Res Mother now introducing Moss Mother, yeah.
Characters and bosses. And
Also, that this little shell, I'm so glad Team Cherry incorporated this. Show here
and with
again.
the art style, it's so interesting as you're interacting with characters.
This little shell here on the left. You see this design in regular Hollow Knight 2. This design shows up constantly. If you're not aware of this, I'm sure you probably are because you guys have saw it higher education and whatnot. Probably. Because I haven't. It took me a while to actually learn about this. This is like this comes up in prehistoric stuff a lot. I already knew about that. And like you see this on seashells. This is the golden spiral. You know, it's the golden ratio. You see this pop up in nature constantly. So if they want to lean into this as like a part of lore, I'd be really interested to see it. Like, you see it popping up here, here. In fact, you know what? I think they are leaning into it. Because we're seeing it in more places than we do in Hollow Knight. I think they're going to lean into this design being important. They're going to lean into, like, prehistoric stuff.
Characters and bosses and enemies, and Team Cherry is packing a
Come up, ooh, Winston heal. Ooh, okay.
There's no real different treatment, so here, is this an enemy? Is this a friend? You don't know? You feel this nervousness in your gut whenever you meet somebody new?
Mystery around every corner.
Yeah, you never know if it's going to be friend or foe. If the haunting of the kingdom has a
No, we're not going to spoil anything.
we don't know where, but we are still very early on in the game here.
And just a moment ago there, you collected...
I have a feeling that I'm not going to enjoy this area.
We had a rosary string, which is a really helpful item to not lose your currency.
Because if they're tied on a string, you won't drop them so easily.
You have to stop the urge to break apart the string.
When I played the first time, obviously the first thing I did, it was like, break? Yes.
Of course.
So a little bit of platforming here. We're heading over to this lovely little gentle flea.
Aw,
Hello there.
So this is a flea, one of the loveliest bugs in just all the worlds.
I need to point out that I despise fleas. However, those are very cute boys. Also, hang on, let me adjust myself on whoop. And let me. There we go. Okay, because I kept going off screen there whenever I looked off, and it was looking weird.
Surprised by fleas in my past.
It's okay.
It's personal stuff. But, for these guys, they have come to Farloom for enlightenment. So again, some religious undertones to this game.
Oh, Spellhead.
I didn't notice because I wasn't looking at the health bar up game.
So
I was too busy taking in the environment.
For his undercarriage, if you will.
And it's interesting, coming right back to thinking about the title of the game, Silk Song, there is a really interesting kind of musical undertone to the game. We're seeing bells hanging out, charms. Some of these enemies we're seeing have a kind of musical component. Silk, on the other hand, if we talk maybe about the UI elements here, Silk plays quite an important role for Hornet as well.
Yeah, so she's got a similar setup that the Knight had in Hollow Knight. Instead of soul, she uses silk. So when you do fight enemies, you accrue more silk. There's also some reservoirs of sort, like in the spindle here, to acquire more.
And that goes onto your spool in the upper left. So right now you've got a nice stash ready to go.
Yeah, I've got a nice stash of silk, so I can heal really quickly. That's another difference from her to the Knight, is the ability to heal without having to charge. She can charge super quickly, she can charge mid-air. So in those tight boss battles, you still need to think, but perhaps one less thing.
Just grabbed that dot key off that poor Bellhead.
That's gonna be interesting.
I think he's, yeah. So as you see, these guys still continue to work. So they're haunted by something, but there's still some sort of goal that they're working
Yeah,
towards.
it's honestly a really good breakdown. They got really good people to play this one.
Gathering all this coal to send up to the Citadel, which is high above in Farloom.
So I wonder next time we see an enemy if we could try something else out, because we've got one other icon at the upper left that we haven't talked about with the straight pins.
Yeah, so much like the Knight, again, there's all these similarities, but key differences. So instead of charms, she has tools. So using the R button, I can throw a straight pin out. We'll get out of this lava pool here so I can better...
And you can dash across that, but you can't linger.
No, I learned that the hard way.
Gotta keep moving.
So, and again, another movement, or action change rather, is that she can dash. So after you dodge, you can get out of dodge quickly. By swinging. So we're gonna head over here, get this math shard, collect 4 of these, and
Okay, these are back.
math shard, which is basically your health.
The little ornamental design around the mask is beautiful.
And I want to get a little bit more health until we've got a boss battle coming up against a rival character called Lace. So I'd like to have as much health as I can get
Lace.
into it. As as you get further into the game, it gets much more challenging. So collecting.
In order to rival Hornet, Lace must be pretty powerful. So you're gonna want that health.
At the 7th
Yes, I
bell
need some more
tolls and
armor.
30 measures
And
for
this is a
peace.
little mysterious.
8th. Okay.
You know, like all
The 9th
things,
hell bell
in
tolls
this
and
game,
20 measures,
nothing's
2
placed
beats,
without
smoke rock,
purpose
7.
or intent. It's a riddle of some sort, and at this point, we won't
That's
be
new.
able
We
to
didn't
solve
really
it.
have much in the way of riddles
Noting the
before.
bells, I think that's another thing that'll come up a lot more in this game.
One thing that's interesting as well that we haven't really touched on, but folks may have already noticed as they're listening to the game and the audio, Hornet actually has a voice, which is quite distinct from the Knight from Hollow Knight. He was silent. The fact that she actually speaks and vocalizes, she's got exertion sounds, but it also changes how she interacts with other characters.
That was very
So
slick.
we're gonna have a little scene in a bit where we.
This person's way better at the game than I am.
She's not a silent protagonist. She's got a voice. She's got an opinion. And
A really fun personality.
I really prefer
yeah, and
main characters with
These guys are
personalities, so
really
I'm
going
yeah,
for it.
very much into
the
this.
dock workers put me on mute generally.
Oh, no worries.
But a couple different enemy types here. In addition to the bellhead, we've got this lovely shield bug that's.
And now I wonder if that's like half of a symbol or
Yeah, it looks like a symbol.
part of a drum kit. They're all arming themselves with musical implements. I don't know. I mean, the guys wearing bells on their heads. It's practical and charming.
Yeah, perhaps I rudely interrupted band practice, so
How could you?
understood.
It's
So
a
I'm
high
gonna-
school band team.
high school band team.
Wow, they're really handing out these mass shards like candy.
They'll never win
Yeah, it's
everything again, 'cause
possible.
they're all
I
dance.
wonder. I feel like they might worship the concept of like music or sound itself.
Or are they? I don't know. Their bodies are still here.
They're just taking a
Like
little
we might get a
break.
music entity.
Rest for a little bit, and I will head up here. We're gonna unlock a save bench. Those work similarly to Hollow Knight. I can both save here, and then also it serves as a checkpoint.
Right.
So looking at the top left, you'll see I've got that straight pin meter. It's totally depleted right now. So when you do go back to the bench, you have to pay to rebuild your tools. So it does function a little differently than the heal and the special
Okay.
attack, which goes from her silk. You actually have to use shards for the tools.
Oh, I love her.
Big boy.
So this is
Small pointy
Fortune,
bug. Would you
and
bother
she's
us
going
at
to help
work?
Hornet out with some tools throughout the journey.
The sound
I
of
do love her
your
assistant
craft
down here. He is
called
so
my
dedicated to his task.
investigate
Whatever's going on
suspected
in the
more
kingdom has not
combat
affected him.
No.
He is still shoveling away for Forge Daughter.
He's shoveling away for a
Something
better
like the
purpose
useless
here.
pincers.
So we'll talk about the smith a little bit here. I love that she talks in the royal we. She's not talking about her and Bala. She's talking
Oh,
about
no.
just her.
Yes.
Yeah, and like very much so. Like ancient cultures, you created gods based off of concepts that were like, seemed magical or outside of your control. That's why you see so many gods that are like based off of lightning, because like you think like years back, back to our ancestors and all that. Storm starts up, you start seeing flashes in the sky. Big blast of energy comes down from the sky and strikes the earth. I mean, you're like, what else am I supposed to think? There's something's angry. Something is doing that, because like you don't understand the time. So like, yeah, I imagine the concept of like you make music, you get this rhythm going, you start feeling that rhythm and all that, I imagine that's very much something that people could be like, oh, there's something divine about this we don't understand. Use gods as means of understanding nature. Yes. Very, very much so. Yes.
And she actually introduces another interesting crafting mechanic that we can't show too much about just yet, but maybe we can talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, so this is the first time we're meeting her, so we're not able to, engage with her and get more tools, but, rest assured that Hornet is going to have just as a vast tool set as the Knight had in Hollow Knight. So he's kind of rude.
Oh no.
Nick Bella
Oh,
said,
she
"Don't
laughs.
do that."
She's laughing
All right, there we go. Yeah,
Oh my
she's
goodness.
her respect is shaky for him.
I love the
so-
little sounds all throughout the game.
The sound effects and the music as well are fantastic. They have the incredible composer from the previous game here, Christopher Larkin.
Mhm.
His work is so good.
So good. Amazing soundtrack.
Puts you in the mood as you visit these different spaces, and they have very different feels and personalities.
Very atmospheric, yes.
All right, so heading up here, we have the dock key. And we are going to enter the boss's chamber.
Good thing you lifted that key earlier.
I sometimes forget when I do those things so far in the past.
Ooh. How sad. A little spider's fallen from his cage.
So Lace is part of a group who's going to impede Hornet's journey to the top of Farloom.
And she gives you a run for your money as well. She is speedy.
I love her head.
Yeah, so I practiced this. I won't say how many times I practiced this.
Also,
before
her like
stream.
her thighs make like an upside down heart. I like that.
We'll just say that I invested quite a lot of time
Hit the
into
top
learning
text
her
box.
pattern.
We're ready
It's
for
not,
you.
it's not just action, it's strategy and learning the movements, learning your spacing. And what I learned from a friend at work was it's almost like a reactive battle. Based on what actions she chooses, that's how I should then engage with her.
Yeah, if you go in
I love
there and
that.
attack without thinking too far ahead, it's not going to turn out well for you.
My
I
favorite
can say
Bloodborne
that.
bosses do that.
Yeah, I can say from 50 losses, have some patience.
And also note that she's not the kind of enemy you want to battle while talking. So good job.
So back on mute, we're gonna.
So one thing Audrey and I can talk about as we cheer you on from the sidelines, in addition to some of the other things we've talked about where folks who played Hollow Knight will have some familiarity.
Love
They
that.
haven't showed just yet, but they are also integrating a map system. True to Hollow Knight fashion, though, I think you're not just going to be given a map.
Oh no.
You're
You
going
have
to
to
have to do
earn
some
your
work
keep
for it,
here.
I imagine, but it will be so helpful as you're traversing this world, backtracking. There are going to be so many secrets that you uncover that maybe you can't quite solve puzzles.
I know,
or
right?
figure
Like they all
out,
look
but
so
you
good.
have
They're
to
so
reference that map
fluid.
as you
Like they're so
gradually
convincing.
unlock this world as you slowly try to climb to the top is going to be, I think, really helpful.
Oh yeah, I think that players are going to rely on that map.
And it's an interesting kind of shift where in Hollow Knight you're really delving deeper and deeper into the world, sort of descending into darkness. Here, what
the
Hornet has to do is
opposite.
climb up. You,
Well done.
Dude.
Well met.
nice.
I don't know what
dog.
you guys have said the past 2 minutes.
That's all right.
Don't worry
It
about
was
it.
ambient noise.
Good job.
Just the white noise you needed.
The soothing voices of conversation.
I don't think I breathed for like 2 minutes.
I like these
So that's
treehouse
an intense
people.
Fight. You
Yeah,
can
Lace does do
definitely have
Judgment
defense,
Cut,
you
you're
can
right.
Play a bit more defensively. But with that, we've entered this chamber here.
And are we allowed to show anything past this chamber?
No.
That's all right.
Just a nice tease for players at home.
No.
We will let folks wonder.
Yes. The bell will toll, and
For whom?
for you to solve.
That was excellent. I'm very, very excited for Silk Song. Very, very excited for Silk Song. Oh man. That's me. What a good game. What a good video game. I'm so happy we played that. I'm so happy that we played that. We got to meet each other. All these good things came out of it. I'm gonna be eternally thankful to Hollow Knight. I don't know if Team Cherry has a Twitter, but I wanna tell them thank you. Yes, coming out 2030. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, so I'd be lying if I don't look at Hollow Knight fans, or I haven't been looking at Hollow Knight fans this whole time with them wondering when Silk Song's coming out, and I'm like, I waited more than 10 years for Kingdom Hearts 3. I think you guys can wait a little while. So, I waited a long time for Kingdom Hearts 3. I think you guys will be okay. I'm one of you guys now, so I think I'll be okay. Also, maybe just now, because I've beaten the game, now they can release it. They've been waiting on me to get caught up with it so they could release it. It's been me. I'm sorry. I've been holding Silk Song development back. Now that I've beaten Hollow Knight, they can finally start, getting into the launch stages. If Silk Song's release date gets announced within the next couple months, it was because of me. I can understand waiting because the game will be good, but they've teased us. Yeah. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. I think it's gonna be really good. Mm-hmm. They give you a little sample. I mean, I am finished. We just have Pantheon, which is like extra content, you know. We'll be doing Pantheon here and there. I suspect so next week we're gonna be adding in 2 new games into the mix. We are gonna be adding in Mortal Shell, and if I can afford it, Ender Lilies. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna speedrun the game. Tell you what, a couple months from now, when we've grown a little bit, I'll run a poll. And if we get enough votes, I'm not going to determine how many votes we need now, but if I get enough votes on that poll, then yeah, I'll speedrun it. And we'll set a time that like I need to hit or whatever. Maybe when you're done with all the Pantheon soaks, I'll drop next day. Yeah, probably. That's probably what needs to happen. That's the final thing that gives. Yeah, they'll shadow drop it. They've been watching my streams secretly. I'm not gonna make it 3. No, it'll be like it'll be a double digit. It won't be a triple, but it'll be a double digit. I'm not gonna decide what number it'll need to be, but like you have to understand that I really don't like speedrunning stuff. So like, and I'm really bad at Hollow Knight, so it has to be something that like people really want and that I know people are gonna like actually be there for. So 99, maybe. I will not do 100, but maybe 99. I feel like that'd be a little bit absurd, but we'll see. We'll see. I think don't worry though. Do not worry, because we have Ender Lilies coming, and I think if you guys like Hollow Knight, I think you're gonna like Ender Lilies. I think you're gonna be really happy with Ender Lilies. Take 50 slime hours to do. Yes. I am bad. I'm very bad at the game. But yeah, we have Ender Lilies. We got Mortal Shell on the way. We're coming to a close on Salt and Sanctuary pretty soon. We might do a new game plus to Salt and Sanctuary. Salt and Sanctuary might be some comfort food that we keep around for a little while. I got collabs in the work. We got a Left 4 Dead collab that we're talking about doing. There will be another Among Us collab at some point. My buddies from Alter Vita, we're getting really close to them starting to do stuff. We're gonna have collabs with them coming up, so that's gonna be crazy fun. And yeah, not as bad as your friend. How bad is your friend? I'm sad that Ghost Flame wasn't here. Oh, I just remembered that Fur's not here. I miss Fur. I wonder what Fur's up to. I miss Fur. I'm sad that Ghost Flame wasn't here, because Ghost Flame was stuck on Hollow Knight and Radiant, I'm pretty sure. So I wonder if like maybe this could have like helped them. Like maybe they would have seen a strat they didn't think of. It might have helped them. I'm really glad you guys were here for this. I'm glad Ninja was able to come be here for it too. But man, we lost a lot of people on the journey. Like we gained a lot of people and we lost a lot of people. You know, it was a hard-fought struggle through this 17 part, technically 18 because we had the one that didn't go so well. 17/18 part Hollow Knight playthrough that we did here. Made a Soul Master. Can't get the Crystal Heart. Oh damn, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Have they considered getting good? I'm just saying that might be the answer. Yeah. Love this game, man. Such a great game. Really, really good game. I don't know if I want to say I'm looking forward to the Pantheons, but I'm glad that we have something to chew on as far as Hollow Knight's concerned. 17.5. Yeah, next stream will be 17.5. That'll be Pantheon. Oh no, you're saying we have 17.5 streams? Yes, we do. All right. Well, what are you guys thinking? How you guys want to go sleep soon or what? Because like I can close the Hollow Knight stream so that it gets archived, and I could open up Salt and Sanctuary or something. But like, how tired are you guys getting? Because I don't want to stream. You know, I don't want you guys to head to bed and then I'm like sitting there talking to myself. Like, do you guys want me to do something else, or do you want to adjourn here? Are you ever going to add channel points? Do I have to have affiliate to do that? I was under the impression I needed affiliate. If not, I will work on adding channel points. You can stay for another hour. If I close the stream and stream Salt and Sanctuary for an hour, it's a little weird. So we'll close here in a couple seconds. Speed run through Pantheons when you do it. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I would love to say that was gonna happen, but like, that's not gonna happen. Not sure if panel works on a streamer. I will look into channel points. If we can do channel points, then I will give you both and Fur, or you know, any of my like super loyal people that've been around, I'll give them a bunch of channel points to do what they want with. I've mentioned before, you know how streamers usually have like a big channel point thing that you can redeem? We're gonna have some channel point redeems that people can do that are gonna unlock you lore. So I'm gonna have like lore stuff made. Like I'll make the graphics or like drawings for them myself, and then whenever they're unlocked, you're gonna get a piece of the puzzle to start building out the lore. So that's gonna be a thing that we're gonna have. That I think that's badass. I think that's a really awesome channel point redeem. So we're gonna have channel point redeems that do that at some point. I just was under the impression it was affiliate. I was really sad to find out. I was under the impression that Twitch exclusivity was for partners, but apparently it's also for affiliate. So once we hit affiliate, I have to either accept the affiliate and stop restreaming to YouTube, which I don't really want to do because I have gotten viewers out of YouTube, and I really like the convenience of how YouTube's set up. I just really like YouTube as well. Or I don't accept affiliate, and then we keep as is, but then we can't do emotes, and that sucks because I love emotes, and I want to have emotes here. So I don't know what the solution for that is yet. I mean, the true solution is Twitch to stop being stupid and let me not have to do exclusivity for affiliate, but, you know, knock on wood that happens. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. I mean, that'll be something we discuss. We're getting pretty close to affiliate. We'll see what happens there. I really, really want emotes, so like, I might do it for the emotes, but we'll see. Yeah. This has been great. I love Hollow Knight. I love doing this. This was really fun. I had a lot of fun with this. I liked Hollow Knight more than I like Symphony of the Night. And that's, I mean, that says a lot about how good of a Metroidvania Hollow Knight was. Because, like, I mean, Symphony of the Night is, you know, that's the cornerstone for Metroidvanias right there. Granted, Symphony of the Night, you know, is a predecessor. And Hollow Knight has the advantage of time on its side, but yeah, this was a really, really good game. Really good. I'm going to be talking about this for a long time. Alright. Well, it's been good. I will see you guys. Let me see here on the schedule. We have nothing planned for Saturday and Sunday. If I can pull something together, if I can get like a collab going or something, you'll get the notification on Twitch. I'll put out a tweet. I still need to set up the ping cord thing in Discord, so that needs to be a thing. But we'll see about the weekend. We'll see about the weekend. I don't know yet. All right. You take care. Sleep well. I will see you either on the weekend or on Monday 100%. So, all right. Bye-bye. Take care. Adios.